One of the most well-remembered shocking moments in World Cup history came in the 2006 World Cup final between Italy and France. In the second half of extra time, French midfielder Zinedine Zidane and Italian defender Marco Materazzi exchanged a few words with one another before Zidane violently headbutted him in the chest. It was later revealed that Zidane lashed out due to a rude remark that Materazzi made about his sister. Unsurprisingly, Zidane was shown a straight red card and was subsequently sent off the pitch in his last professional football match. Italy went on to win the World Cup for the fourth time after a penalty shootout that ended 5-3. You could say that Zidane went out with a bang. Literally. Despite his incredible talent on the pitch, Luis Suarez is known to be a controversial figure in the history of football. He has bitten several people, and at the 2010 World Cup, he saved Uruguay with a deliberate handful save. But that wasn't the last of his antics. With the final whistle nearing between Uruguay and Italy at the 2014 World Cup, Suarez decided that it was time to feast, and Chiellini was on his menu. Suarez ran over to Chiellini and sunk his fangs into his shoulder before falling to the ground, holding his teeth. Replays clearly showed the Uruguayan striker biting Chiellini, and the bite mark could even be seen on Chiellini's shoulder. However, Suarez wasn't sent off as the referee didn't see it. Thankfully, VR exists now. Following the incident, Suarez was fined 100,000 Swiss francs and was suspended from all football-related activity for 4 months, while also being banned from 9 international matches. I wonder if Suarez will fight again, and if so, who's next on his menu? You so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like and sharing this video, as it really does help us a lot. Don't forget to comment below too, and we will pin up the best comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us. 6 minutes into the second half of the 1986 World Cup quarterfinals between England and Argentina, Maradona put Argentina in the lead with a controversial goal that is still talked about to this day. Dubbed the Hand of God, Maradona leaped in the air and punched the ball using his left hand over the England goalkeeper and into the net. Minutes later, Maradona went on to score the goal of the century when he dribbled past a few England players, including the goalkeeper, and then slotted the ball into the back of the net. Football wasn't coming home that day for England, and in a post-match press conference, Maradona famously said the goal was scored a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. The Battle of Santiago, as it was later dubbed, was one of the most vicious and outright disgraceful displays of football possibly in the history of the game. The match was between the host Chile and Italy in the 1962 World Cup, and very early on in the match, a brawl broke out. But that was just the beginning, as throughout the game, numerous punches were thrown, some of which you'd see in a boxing match. Just look at this left hook by Sanchez. He knocked the guy out cold. Not only that, but we saw some flying kung fu kicks too. The referee had a difficult time controlling the players, and the police had to intervene multiple times to break up fights. In the end, 2 Italian players were sent off the field, and Chile won 2-0. The referee who officiated the game went on to invent 2 of the most important things in football, the yellow and red card. 7-1 is all you need to say to remind Brazilian football fans of their 7-1 humiliation against Germany on home soil in the semifinals of the 2014 World Cup. As Brazilian football legend, Pelé would say, "Football is the beautiful game, but for the Brazilians, it was far from it." The Brazilian national team were missing 2 of their key players on the day. Defender and captain Thiago Silva, who was suspended due to an accumulation of yellow cards, and forward Neymar, who was injured and still rolling around to this day. Halftime, Brazil were down 5-0, and the thousands of cheery home supporters were reduced to tears. Germany then added another 2 goals in the second half before Brazil managed to get some pride back by scoring a consolation goal in the 90th minute. The match finished at 7-1 to Germany, and the Brazilian manager at the time, Luis Felipe Scolari, described the defeat as the worst day of his life.